these guys, I guess specifically Neal and Josh Martin, could you rule them out for Thursday yet at this point?
Neal will probably be ruled out. Still waiting on Josh, though.
When do you have to make a roster decision with Ardarius?
Tomorrow.
What about Marcus May? Any chance he plays in this game?
Still too early to tell. He's running better, but we'll take a look and see.
He's missed a lot of practice filling out Todd. Would that factor into the decision?
It all depends on how he comes back. He knows the defense very well, so that'll factor into it as well.
How do you think Brandon Copeland played on Sunday, and how has he done overall replacing Josh?
He's done an adequate job coming in, replacing Josh and playing all the special teams. We're pleased with where Brandon is right now.
How hard is this on a short week, facing a non-divisional foe in terms of the preparation and cramming everything into a couple of days?
It's tough. I mean, 3 games, 11 days is tough overall, but, you got to rely on the mental part of it and then try to make sure they're rested well physically and go from there.
Did you have to look at anything from Cleveland before yesterday's game, or did you not worry about that at all?
No, we've looked at some. We've done quite a bit of work before then. They kind of run together sometimes, but you still have to take a look at them.
You mentioned the 3 games in 11 days. Do you worry at all that the effects of this compact schedule kind of will linger for a while for you guys?
No, not really. I mean, when I was in Dallas, we had a Thanksgiving Day game every year, so that counted. We played some games in a short amount of time. We get a mini break after this game, so we'll get rested up and be ready to go after this.
Did you guys watch any of the film from yesterday, or do any kind of review, or just was it full on ahead with
Full on ahead with Cleveland.
no review of the game yesterday?
No.
That Browns defense obviously is pretty good, and Greg Williams is considered a pretty aggressive coordinator. Do you anticipate with you guys starting a rookie quarterback that pressure is going to be dialed up even another notch or two?
No, there's pressure if there's a veteran quarterback, so I don't think he takes pleasure whether it's a rookie or veteran. He's an outstanding coordinator, like you said, and they have a tough defense, so it's been tough on us every time we went up there.
As a guy who, you have a background yourself in pressure-oriented defenses, how would you describe some of the components or some of the way his defense looks? How would you describe that pressure style defense?
I think he does a great job. They disguise very well. They move around very well. They're very fast. They have a great understanding of what they're doing, and that makes it awfully difficult for an offense, and they've made it awfully difficult for people.
So how, just jumping off that, how tough is it for a guy like Sam, who obviously doesn't have a wealth of background, for a rookie to digest all that stuff and prepare it in a half a week?
He's seen it every day in the summer with our defense. He's seen it in the spring. It's not like he's going to see anything that he hadn't seen. They disguise well. He just has to play his game, and the other 10 guys on offense has to do their job.
Todd, a couple of guys after the game yesterday, Quincy and a couple of guys said they felt like you guys were a little flat yesterday. Did you feel that at all out there early on?
No, we had energy. We just didn't play as well as we did the week before, and we were off on a play here or there, and we didn't do anything to help ourselves.
Just as a quick follow, I'm sorry to make you quick, but the penalties, is that discipline? What is that? Is that, you had some pretty...
Some of it's discipline, some of it's freakish, and, we try to cut down on the penalties as best we can. It's early in the season. We're still working the kinks out, but we can't have them in crucial times.
Todd, hindsight's obviously 20/20, but when you're facing an aggressive front like that, why not have a more equitable run-pass distribution than you had yesterday?
Well, we got behind. Once we get behind, we're trying to catch up a little bit, and we probably pressed more than we should have. But, I have no problem with the game plan. We just didn't execute everything.
But even in the first half, you passed it 3 times as much as you threw. You passed it 3 times as much as you ran.
There were some things that were there in the game plan that we tried to take advantage of that wasn't there when we tried to run them.
You guys have never obviously endured a win drought like they have in Cleveland right now, 1-15, 0-16, and now 0-1-1. So when you watch the film, do you see a team that maybe pressure is starting to amount for them, or they're going to start to push the issue a little bit because of the fact they still have not been able to get that win?
We know they have a good team. It's the NFL. We don't look at anybody's record. We just play week by week. We're expecting a tough game, and I know we're going to get one.
Do you have to sell that to your team, Tom?
Not at all.
Do you think the Browns, you've seen them, I think, every year you've been here, you played the Browns, do they look better than the version you saw last year?
They've been tough. They've added some more talent. They've been tough. They're well coached. They're a tough football team. They're definitely not an easy out. The past 2 games they lost went down to the nail biters at the end of the ball game, so it's going to be tough.
What have you seen in these first couple games from Garrett?
Premier pass rusher, plays the run very well, gets off the ball, very athletic.
What does Tyrod bring to their team?
Leadership, stability, accuracy, doesn't turn the ball over a lot, knows the offense very well, can hurt you with his feet or his arm.
What are the challenges of keeping him hemmed in?
It's always going to be tough. I mean, it's been tough when he was in Buffalo, so it's not going to change in Cleveland. He still can run very fast, and he's probably faster than our front guys.
How much you guys study any of that stuff, or you're just gonna go off the first 2 games that we did here?
You know, you study it and you look at everything, but, you know, you can't teach speed. You know, we just got to do a good job of being disciplined and playing functional defense.
Todd, Terrell Pryor after the game said he was to blame on the interception in the end zone because he cut off his route and got tangled up. What do you say when a player kind of does that and stands up and kind of takes the blame? And has Pryor kind of shown you more from a leadership standpoint than maybe he had earlier on, either in the spring or training camp?
Well, there's nothing to say about the interception. I mean, everybody's involved, the line, the quarterback, the receiver, the coaches, everybody's involved. From a leadership standpoint, since he's gotten healthy and been out on the field more, he's been a joy to coach. He's been great to be around. He understands things well, and he's one of them guys that love to practice every day, type of guy you like to coach.
Well, maybe a little bit of a surprise based on what, kind of some of the struggles early on when he was not on the field, and then the thing you happened in Washington about discussing the injuries. It kind of moved on from that in a much more positive way.
It's been positive even then. I mean, we moved on from that a minute after it happened, so we don't carry anything here.
Todd, what can you do tangibly as a coaching staff to cut down on the penalties?
Well, we work on them every day. The players can do better. The coaches can do better. We work on them every day in practice at key times. It's different people. We just got to keep working on it.
What did you think of Baker Mayfield during the draft process?
Liked him a lot. Thought he was gritty. Had a great workout when we worked him out. I think he's a tough player. I think he's going to be a good player.
On the 3rd and 19, you sent a pretty heavy blitz there, which is a pretty high-risk play. I was just wondering the thought process there. On 3rd and 19, you could have got off the field with just a short completion. So I'm wondering.
But they also would have been in field goal range with a short completion.
So you wanted
We just missed the pickup. So
So in your mind, because at that point it would have been an 11-point game, would have basically been over in your mind, that's why you decided to sell out a little more with the blitz? to try to
well, we
run
blitz
play.
because we see certain things. The blitz would have been fine if it had worked out. Didn't work out.
Is everybody good? Thank you very much.
Yeah.